That's all it takes to feel the shift. The moment you decide you're done being tired, done being drained, done living at half power, 8 seconds to claim a new standard for your life. Because here's the truth. Your energy is the foundation for everything. Your dreams, your relationships, your income, your discipline, your confidence, they all rise or fall on the energy you bring to the table every single day. And most people don't have an energy problem. They have an energy discipline problem. They leak power. They waste momentum. They ignore the basic daily habits that could transform their lives if they just committed for 30 days. Life doesn't slow down because you're exhausted. Opportunities don't wait because you feel depleted. Your responsibilities don't shrink because you're overwhelmed. You need energy that's reliable, renewable, powerful. Limitless energy isn't magic, it's management, it's ownership, it's understanding that your body is your power plant, and power plants don't have energy. They generate it. Every thought you think, every bite you take, every breath you breathe, every decision you make either charges your power plant or drains it. And most people are living their lives on low battery, wondering why nothing feels possible. So I want you to hear this clearly. Your energy is a choice, not a mystery, not a gift some people were born with, a daily discipline choice. You choose it when you decide to move your body before your excuses wake up. You choose it when you feed yourself for fuel, not comfort. You choose it when you hydrate, when you breathe deeply, when you break the patterns of stress your nervous system has been stuck in for years. But here's the most important piece. High energy isn't just physical. It's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual. When you carry resentment, you drain energy. When you carry procrastination, you drain energy. When you say yes to things that don't align with your standards, you drain energy. And when you keep waiting for motivation to magically show up, you train your brain to stay weak. Today begins a new standard. Today you refuse to live at 40%, 60%, or even 80%. Today you start building habits that create unstoppable momentum, habits that give you energy on command. Because in the next section, you're going to learn the first foundational habit, the daily ritual that sets the tone for everything else. And once you master it, your entire life begins to shift. Limitless energy begins long before most people open their eyes. It begins with ownership, the decision to command your morning instead of surrendering it. Most people start their day reacting to their phone, reacting to stress, reacting to yesterday's problems. And every time you react first, you hand your energy over to the world before you've even taken a single breath with intention. But your morning is your power zone, your reset button, your chance to prime your mind, condition your body, and set the emotional tone that will carry you through the entire day. If you don't master your morning, the world will master it for you. And the world doesn't care about your energy. It will drain you dry if you let it. So the first habit is simple. Take back the first hour of your day. Make it yours. Guard it like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. That hour determines your focus, your physiology, your clarity, and your emotional strength. Start with your body. Physiology changes psychology. Motion creates emotion. If you want energy, you must move. Even 5 minutes of intensity, jumping, stretching, breathing, flips a switch in your nervous system. It wakes up your muscles, oxygenates your brain, and signals your mind that today is different. You're not waking up on autopilot. You're waking up by design. Then claim your mind. Before you scroll, before you read, before you respond, train your mind to focus on what you want, not what you fear. Practice gratitude even for the challenges. Visualize the outcomes you're committed to creating. Condition your brain to expect momentum, not mediocrity. And most importantly, build certainty. Every morning, repeat to yourself the truth that you are in control of your state. Because life will test you today. Challenges will come, stress will tempt you. But when your morning ritual is strong, you face the world from a place of power, not weakness. People think energy is about supplements or motivation. It's not. It's about rituals. It's about standards. It's about training your body and brain to serve you, not sabotage you. Your morning is the first non-negotiable. And when you claim it, everything else in your day falls into alignment. But this is just the foundation. In the next section, we dig deeper into the second crucial habit, the one most people ignore, even though it could double your daily energy in less than a week. If you want limitless energy, you have to understand one of the most fundamental truths about the human body. You cannot outwork, outrun, or outperform bad fuel. Your energy is not just a reflection of your motivation, it's a reflection of what you put into your system. Most people treat their bodies like trash cans and then wonder why they feel exhausted. They snack their way through stress, numb themselves with sugar, chase energy spikes, and then blame life when their mind feels foggy and their body feels heavy. But Your body is not designed to operate on junk. It's designed for clarity, vitality, and strength. And the moment you shift the way you fuel it, everything changes. Your mood, your focus, your productivity, your confidence, your performance. Energy becomes natural, not forced, sustainable, not sporadic. The second habit is simple but life-changing. Eat for energy, not for emotion. Most eating today is emotional. People eat because they're stressed, bored, lonely, anxious, or tired. They're not feeding their bodies, they're feeding their feelings. And every emotional bite drains energy you desperately need for your goals, your relationships, your dreams. So you must become intentional. Start paying attention to how you feel after you eat, not just during. Food should energize you, not sedate you. It should make you sharper, not slower. It should lift you, not lull you. When you begin choosing foods that stabilize your blood sugar, hydrate your cells, support your hormones, and fuel your brain, you don't just increase your energy, you stabilize your life. Hydration is another piece people underestimate. Dehydration steals energy like a thief in the night. Even a small drop in hydration can decrease focus, mood, and physical output. Make hydration a ritual, not a reaction. Drink before you're thirsty. And remember, energy isn't just about what you eat. It's about what you avoid. Avoid the foods that create inflammation, the ones that spike your blood sugar and crash your focus. Avoid the habits that leave you drained and desperate for stimulation. When you fuel your body with intention, you create a state of power on command. You're not hostage to cravings. You're not controlled by impulses. You're operating from strength, physical, mental, and emotional. In the next section, we go deeper into the third habit, the one that stabilizes your nervous system and amplifies your energy more than almost anything else. Limitless energy doesn't come from just your muscles or your mind. It comes from your nervous system, the command center of your entire life. And most people live in a state of chronic stress without even realizing it. Their bodies are in fight or flight all day long. Their mind is racing. Their breathing is shallow. Their emotions are reactive. And when your nervous system is overloaded, it doesn't matter how much motivation you have, you will feel tired. Not because your life is too big, but because your internal wiring is too overwhelmed to support the life you want. This is why the third habit is non-negotiable. You must train your nervous system every single day. Your nervous system needs rhythm. It needs recovery. It needs balance. When you learn to regulate your internal state, you create a foundation of powerful clarity, the kind of energy that doesn't crack under pressure, the kind that doesn't collapse when life hits you hard. The simplest place to start is with your breath. It sounds basic, but most people breathe like they're half alive, shallow, fast, reactive, and shallow breathing sends a message to your brain: we're not safe. Your biology reacts by shutting down energy, shutting down creativity, and flooding your system with stress signals. But when you breathe with intention, deep, slow, powerful, you send a different message: we are in control. Your system calms, your mind sharpens, your energy stabilizes. Another powerful tool is intentional recovery, not scrolling, not zoning out, not emotional numbing, real recovery, stretching, stillness, nature, cold exposure, heat therapy. These practices reset your nervous system and allow your body to produce energy efficiently instead of burning it chaotically. Your nervous system also responds to certainty. When you create rituals, routines, and structure, you reduce mental clutter. You free up energy that was being drained by decision fatigue, confusion, or emotional reactivity. Without nervous system mastery, you're like a high-performance car with a misfiring engine designed for greatness but running on dysfunction. With mastery, you gain the ability to shift states on command. You become adaptable, focused, energized, resilient. This habit is the difference between people who get crushed by life and those who rise through it with strength. Because in the next section, we go into the fourth habit, the one that multiplies your energy through movement, momentum, and physical mastery. If you want energy that feels almost limitless, you must embrace one of the most powerful truths about human beings. The body is built for movement. Not occasional movement, not convenient movement, not when I feel like it movement, daily intentional state-changing movement. Because motion is the fastest way to shift your state. And your state is the foundation of every decision, every emotion, and every outcome in your life. Most people are exhausted not because they're doing too much, but because they're moving too little. They're sitting through their stress. They're stagnating through their problems. They're letting their energy rot from the inside out because their body has become a container for tension instead of a generator for power. The fourth habit is simple. Move every day with purpose, not just exercise. Movement. Movement that generates heat. Movement that releases tension. Movement that wakes up your physiology and demands your mind to rise with it. When you move your body, you activate systems inside you that are designed for survival, clarity, and strength. Endorphins, blood flow, oxygenation, hormonal balance, neural activation. These aren't just fitness terms, they are the biochemical foundation of energy. Your brain thrives on movement. Your creativity expands with movement. Your stress dissolves through movement. And your identity, the strongest force inside you, begins to shift the moment you choose to move your body, even when your mind tries to negotiate out of it. The key is consistency, not intensity, not perfection, consistency. 10 minutes of powerful movement every day will transform your energy more than 2 hours once a week. Frequency beats force. Ritual beats randomness. And here's the deeper truth. When you move, you feel alive. Aliveness is energy. Aliveness is momentum. Aliveness is possibility. The reason so many people feel stuck is because their body is stuck. Their energy is stuck. Their life is stuck. Unlock the body and you unlock the mind. Movement also neutralizes fear. You can't be deeply afraid while your body is in powerful motion. You can't feel hopeless while you're expanding your physiology. You can't stay small when your chest is open, your breath is strong, and your energy is elevated. Daily movement is not optional if you want a life of energy, confidence, and momentum. It's mandatory. And in the next section, we dig into the fifth habit, the emotional discipline that protects your energy from being drained by other people, old patterns, and the storms of daily life. There's a form of energy people lose every single day without even noticing. It's not physical, it's not nutritional, it's emotional energy, the invisible fuel that determines your confidence, your clarity, your decisions, and your ability to stay consistent. Emotional energy is the most undervalued currency in your life, and yet it's the one most people waste the fastest. They hand it to stress, they hand it to conflict, they hand it to people who drain them, they hand it to old stories, old wounds, and old patterns that should have been released years ago. If you want limitless energy, you must master this truth. You cannot live at a high level while carrying low-level emotions. The fifth habit is the discipline of emotional protection, guarding the space inside you with the same intensity you guard your time, your goals, your dreams. Because the world will always test your boundaries. People will always project their fears. Life will always deliver unexpected challenges. If you don't protect your emotional energy, you'll be reacting all day. And reaction is the fastest pathway to exhaustion. Start by recognizing the emotional leaks. The conversations that leave you drained, the habits that sabotage your mood, the environments that shrink you, the people who thrive on chaos, negativity, or drama. These aren't small annoyances. They are energy traps. And every time you tolerate them, you weaken your internal power. But protecting your emotional energy doesn't mean avoiding life. It means conditioning yourself to rise above emotional turbulence. It means choosing your standards over your triggers. It means responding from intention instead of reacting from impulse. One of the most powerful ways to protect your energy is through meaning. The meaning you assign to a situation determines how much energy it takes from you. Change the meaning, change the impact. When something challenges you, instead of saying, why me, shift to what is this preparing me for? Suddenly the experience transforms from a drain into a training ground. Another habit, limit emotional clutter. You don't need to engage every argument. You don't need to fix every problem. You don't need to carry every responsibility alone. Simplifying your emotional world multiplies your energy. Master your emotions and you master your life. Protect them and you protect your power. In the next section, we explore the sixth habit, the one that amplifies your energy by aligning your environment, your standards, and your identity. Energy isn't just about what happens inside you. It's about what surrounds you. Your environment is either a silent anchor holding you down or a powerful engine pushing you forward. Most people don't realize how deeply their surroundings shape their energy, their mindset, and even their identity. The truth is simple. You rise or fall to the level of the environments you consistently expose yourself to. Every environment you spend time in carries a frequency. Your home, your workspace, your relationships, your digital world. These environments either drain your energy or multiply it. There is no neutral space, and the people who struggle most are often living in environments that contradict their goals, weaken their standards, and reinforce the exact patterns they're trying to break. The sixth habit is the discipline of environmental alignment. The intentional design of your surroundings to support your highest energy, not your lowest habits. Start with your physical space. Clutter is not just physical, it's psychological. A room filled with chaos drains your focus, your emotional clarity, and your ability to take action. Clean space creates clean energy. Order creates momentum. Simplicity creates direction. Next, evaluate your digital environment. Your phone is a portal that can feed your mind or poison it. Social media, notifications, comparison, endless scrolling. These are energy thieves pretending to be entertainment. If you don't control your digital world, it will control you, and it will drain you faster than anything else in your life. Then look at the most powerful environment of all, your relationships. The people you surround yourself with shape your standards, your beliefs, your confidence, and your energy. You absorb the emotional patterns of the people closest to you. If you spend time with people who are exhausted, negative, chaotic, or complacent, you will become the same. If you surround yourself with people who push themselves, think bigger, and live with intention, you rise to match their frequency. Your environment must match your future, not your past. It must serve the person you're becoming, not the person you've outgrown. And when your environment is aligned, energy becomes natural. You feel lighter, clearer, more decisive. You stop fighting resistance and start riding momentum. In the next section, we dive into the seventh habit, the habit that turns energy into unstoppable productivity and life-changing impact. Energy by itself is potential, raw potential. It has power, but only when directed. Most people generate moments of energy but fail to convert it into momentum. They feel motivated for a few minutes, maybe even a day, but they never turn that spark into sustained action. And that's why their life feels stuck, not because they lack energy, but because they lack directional energy. The seventh habit is the transformation from passive energy to purpose-driven action. This is where limitless energy becomes meaningful. You weren't given energy just to feel good. You were given energy to build, to create, to serve, to expand, to elevate your life and the lives of the people around you. Purpose is the amplifier. Purpose gives your energy a target. Purpose gives your discipline meaning. Purpose gives your struggle context. When you align your actions with a mission bigger than your excuses, you tap into a reservoir of energy you didn't even know you had. But here's the truth most people avoid. You don't wait for purpose, you create it through action. Clarity comes from engagement, not contemplation. Move first, think second, test, adjust, evolve. Momentum reveals what stillness hides. Daily, purpose-driven action doesn't need to be massive. It just needs to be consistent. A consistent step every day is more powerful than a random leap once a month. Energy thrives on rhythm, on movement, on repetition. Every day you take aligned action, your identity shifts. You start believing in yourself because you can see the evidence of your commitment. Action also stabilizes your emotional world. When you take action, fear loses its grip. Doubt fades, procrastination dissolves, because your nervous system responds to certainty. And nothing creates more certainty than choosing to move forward even when it's uncomfortable. Purpose-driven action turns energy into progress, and progress is the ultimate human fuel. Progress makes you feel alive. Progress builds confidence. Progress keeps your energy high even when life gets difficult. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for clarity. Stop waiting for someone to tell you you're ready. Your energy becomes powerful when you use it, not when you analyze it. And in the next section, we explore the eighth habit, a habit so overlooked yet so transformative that it can restore your energy, elevate your performance, and keep you mentally sharp for decades to come. Most people misunderstand recovery. They think recovery is stopping. They think recovery is laziness. They think recovery is weakness. But real recovery, intentional recovery, is one of the greatest sources of power you will ever tap into. Recovery is not the opposite of productivity. Recovery is the foundation of high performance. You can do everything right. The movement, the morning ritual, the fuel, the mindset. But if you don't master recovery, you will burn out. Your nervous system will overload. Your hormones will crash. Your energy will evaporate. And your passion, your creativity, your clarity, your sense of purpose, all of it gets dimmed because your body never gets the time it needs to rebuild. The problem is, most people don't know how to recover. They confuse distraction with restoration. They confuse numbing with healing. Binge watching is not recovery. Scrolling is not recovery. Emotional avoidance is not recovery. Those things drain you even more. The eighth habit is high quality recovery, the kind that recharges your entire physiology and strengthens your emotional state. Recovery that gives you energy, not takes it away. Start with the most basic layer, sleep. Sleep is not optional. Sleep is not negotiable. Sleep is not extra. It is the engine of your long-term vitality. Deep restorative sleep regulates your hormones, repairs your tissues, clears your brain, stabilizes your mood, and resets your entire system. When you sacrifice sleep, you sacrifice energy. When you sacrifice energy, you sacrifice your life. But recovery goes beyond sleep. Your body needs cycles of stimulation and cycles of release. This means incorporating moments of stillness into your day, breathing practices, meditation, nature, stretching, or even 5 minutes of quiet mental reset. These moments create mental spaciousness. They help you access creativity and shut down the constant internal noise that drains energy from the inside out. Recovery is also emotional. You must release what weighs you down. You must process what you've been avoiding. You must forgive, let go, and unclench the emotional tension you've been holding for years. Emotional recovery is the release of the burdens that steal your vitality. And finally, there is spiritual recovery, reconnecting to meaning, to gratitude, to something bigger than your daily tasks. When your spirit is recharged, your energy becomes unstoppable. Mastering recovery ensures that your energy isn't just high today, it stays high for life. In the next section, we enter the final stage, the 9th habit that ties all of these together and turns your daily routines into a long-term identity of limitless energy. Everything we have built up to this point leads to one truth. Habits create energy, but identity sustains it. You can practice rituals, you can follow routines, you can shift your physiology, your breathing, your fuel, your environment. But if your identity, the story you tell yourself about who you are, stays stuck in the past, your energy will always collapse under the weight of old patterns. The 9th habit is the most powerful of all, becoming the kind of person who naturally lives with high energy, not trying, not forcing, not motivating yourself into temporary change, becoming, embodying, integrating. This is where unlimited energy turns from a strategy into a lifestyle. Identity is the ultimate governor of your behavior. If you see yourself as someone who's always tired, always overwhelmed, always running on empty, you will subconsciously create habits that match that identity. You will sabotage your own energy without even realizing it. But the moment you shift your identity, the moment you declare, I am someone who generates energy, not someone who waits for it, your mind begins shaping new patterns to make that identity real. You eat differently, you move differently, you think differently, you breathe differently, not because you're forcing it, but because it matches who you believe you are. Identity is built through repetition. Every time you show up for yourself, every morning you take ownership, every time you fuel your body with intention, every moment you regulate your nervous system, every day you protect your emotional energy, you carve a new identity into your nervous system. You teach your brain, this is who we are now. And the more you reinforce that truth, the easier energy becomes. High energy stops being something you chase and becomes something you embody. You live in alignment. You live with clarity. You live with fire. This is the real breakthrough. Limitless energy isn't about hype or intensity. It's about alignment between your standards, your habits, and your identity. When all three match, your life elevates on every level. Your relationships, your finances, your health, your confidence, your purpose. The person with limitless energy is not lucky. They are disciplined. They are intentional. They are aligned. They live with rituals that generate power and a mindset that sustains it. This is your moment. The moment you stop hoping for more energy and start becoming the source of it,